We are live in Groveland, Florida, just 20 miles west of Orlando, Florida, where the Orlando Galaxy get to unveil their brand new cricket ground against the Atlanta Fire. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. My name is Brian Davis. Atlanta Fire, who are the juggernauts in the Orlando Galaxy. Orlando Galaxy started right at the very beginning in minor league cricket in 2020, begin their fifth year, but this time a little bit different. Get a chance to play on their very first match in home ground in Groveland, Florida. Now, to bring you up to date, Atlanta Fire won the toss. Their fourth in a row. They call tails. Stephen Taylor, the captain, about to take strike, have decided to bat first, set the total for the Orlando Galaxy to go after. For all of newcomers to cricket, this is a 20-over affair. And Stephen Taylor has a history against the Galaxy team. He scored 104 in nearly 40 plug balls in Atlanta last year for a dominant performance from him and a dominant performance by the Fire. He scored 15 knocks out against the Galaxy team. He retired after only 20 deliveries. Scored 15 knocks out. This Atlanta Fire team went on to win heavily against the Galaxy. Now the Galaxy have never defeated the Fire, and they begin today against Jackson. And Taylor lifts it over the top. One bouncer long off rather, as just a single to Atlanta Fire. Now, in the first 7 overs, the power play, only 2 fielders are allowed outside of the infield. For the left-handed Taylor, it was a long off and a deep mid wicket. Now, Sagar Patel, a little bit of a different type of player to Stephen And yes, it's a single, but Saeed and Clark have been hitting their straps in the opening overs. "13 without loss." We're halfway through the third. Slog may have gotten a glove to it. No one behind the batter. They get a single. Stephen Taylor gets back on strike. Stephen Taylor not only did 50 against Orlando Galaxy, but scored a 50 in 12 balls in the opening weekends. He drives firmly off the back foot. Just a long single. We are in Groveland, Florida. Minor League Cricket 2025 rolling on. Atlanta Fire 3-0 to start off this season. Orlando Galaxy 0-3 to begin theirs. These two teams squared off last weekend. Atlanta Fire winning by a huge margin. Trying to do so again. A slog over to backward square. It beats the fielder. All eyes on the umpire. Umpire Judd from Tampa Bay signals 4. Sagar Patel gets his first boundary. "19 without loss." Just about to wrap up the third over. Saeed. Patel again, high in the air. Long on is getting under it, but it's going to be in between long on and backward square over mid wicket for 6. The first maximum of the day, the first maximum in Groveland, Florida, in the Orlando Galaxy cricket ground in minor league cricket history, goes to Sagar Patel. So after 3 overs, 25 without loss. And Atlanta Fire starting to build momentum. It will be Clark who will regain or continue on from the northern end. The tore off spinner. Spoken to Raul, the PR consultant for Orlando Galaxy. He said he was built like Superman. He certainly does from this angle. So Clark, the off spinner, will continue against Stephen Taylor, the left-handed batter. Stephen Taylor, 104 against this Galaxy team in Atlanta a year ago. In just over 40 deliveries. Gets back and just sort of cuts it off of his middle stump. Gets Patel back on strike. Patel more of the rotation sort of batter. Tries to pick up the singles to get Taylor as much strike as possible. But he's been the aggressor so far, coming up with the first 6 of the innings. Clark again, over the wicket to the right-hander. And this one is pulled beautifully. Beats backward square. It's 4 runs. Sagar Patel gets another boundary. Starting to open his shoulders and his innings is starting to flourish. Batters took, I would say, the better part of 10 deliveries to try and pick up the bounce of the ball on this wicket. And now we see Patel being the aggressor, scoring his second boundary of his innings. Patel 20 off of 13, leading the way 30 without loss. Goes after him, long on coming across, takes the catch, and Orlando Galaxy get their first wicket on their home ground in minor league history. Clark gets the wicket. A caught is Sagar Patel, who was on 20 off of just 13 deliveries. He departs, and he's scored now 30 for 1. Atlanta Fire, as soon as they're about to get going, are now pegged back. So after the first wicket has fallen for 30 on the board, Sagar Patel departs for 20. We have Parth Patel coming in at 1 down. Parth Patel was not out on 3 a week ago. Gets a chance to bat 1 down. Viraj Patel, is Viraj Vaghela, who is getting his opportunity at 1 down. Vaghela, 10 runs. Last week, he was caught by Clark off of Chandapol, and he's underway on his very first delivery off the mark. Score now goes to 31 for 1. But more importantly for the Fire, gives Stephen Taylor a chance to take another look at Clark. Taylor 10 off of 7. And it must be said that Saeed and Clark are hitting the ball just short of a length. The batters are caught in that corridor of uncertainty in going forward or back, and it's slowing down Stephen Taylor at this point. Again, appeal for LBW. Looks like some bat was onto it. And that is the end of a very successful 4th over. It is 31 for 1. Sagar Patel back in the pavilion for 20. 4 overs in the books, 3 overs left in the power play in Groveland.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man, indeed, but that one is smack.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside, a slow, short ball.
Beginning of the 5th over. Bowling change. It's Pranav Bratad. Bowling to the new batter. Vaghela just turns it around, opening the face of the bat. Stephen Taylor uninterested for a second. So Bratad, 4 overs, none for 18 against Atlanta Fire. Only conceding 4.5 per over. One of the success stories for the Galaxy against the Fire last weekend. Taylor just turns this one to mid-wicket. They get another single. But more importantly for the Galaxy, the boundaries have not been flowing. Try to understand, 215 runs were scored last weekend against the Galaxy by the Fire. A year before, 221 in Atlanta, averaging just about 10 to 11 runs and over in the last 2 meetings. And so far, the Galaxy have kept things under wraps. And this just the 5th over. Batad. Vagela drives. It beats the infield. Fast outfield. No chance for long off. 4 more. First boundary for Vagela. Viraj Vagela. Only 10 runs a week ago against the Galaxy. Trying to rectify that in this innings today. Oh, completely beaten, and it's an appeal for a stumping. Square leg umpire Joseph Batiste from Fort Lauderdale has said not out. But that completes another successful over. Pranav Batad has kept the score down, and after 5 overs in the books, it is 30. Stevenson is driven right out mid-on and he's out. Clark gets the breakthrough again. Both openers now back in the pavilion. Again, it's the outside edge.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tarek Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket, and T Sports.
Atlanta Fire. Star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man in deep, and that one is smack.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside, a slow, short ball.
We continue back in Groveland for over number 10. Power play is long gone. And this Orlando Galaxy team has unveiled their new ground in Groveland, Florida in style. Sending back Stephen Taylor for 11, Sagar Patel for 20, and Vagela Cheaply, all bowled by Preston Clark, the U19 Barbados player. And now from the northern ends, it is Chanderpaul, who's been the success story for the Galaxy so far after the opening weekend with the ball, believe it or not. Bowling right arm off spinners around the wicket, top edge, and the spin and the long arms of Bertad just concedes 1 run. Tangerine Chanderpaul has picked up 5 wickets so far in this 2025 minor league cricket season in just 3 matches. Known for his batting, and of course his father, a legendary West Indies cricketer in Shivnarine Chanderpaul. But you cannot blush with Tangerine, has a double century in Test cricket under his belt. Palmer is beaten again, is an appeal for LBW. Umpire Batiste unmoved. And it's going to be a leg by. 1 more to the total. 65 for 3, 65 for 3 rather. So Hamilton, the right-handed Hamilton against the off-spinner Chanderpaul. This one is short and pulled away. Deep mid wicket is there for cover. Hamilton scoring 34 runs last week against this Galaxy team and just 25 deliveries of 4 and 2 sixes. As for Palmer, a wrecking ball, 41 off of 31. 1 4 and 2 mammoth sixes. But just scoring at about a run a ball in this innings. This one is full. With Palmer being tied down, can't make the most of it. So Atlanta Fire on Labor Day weekend, putting up a total of 217 for 5 against the Galaxy. Galaxy were bowled out for 142. 75-run victory as these batters come back for a second. Poor fielding. Atlanta Fire 3-0 after beating the Galaxy on August 30th. Defeated the Atlanta Lightning, the geographical back in Groveland, Florida. 77 for 3. Orlando Galaxy. Do not adjust your screens just yet. Getting on top of Atlanta Fire. Hamilton 17 off of 14. And the man from Anguilla facing Chanderpaul. And this one is the first wide for the day. Give you an idea of what Shivner and Chanderpaul has been working on with this Galaxy team. Restricting extras. That is the first wide in over number 12 from the northern end. And he's pummeled this one in between long on, long off. We don't run those. That's 4 runs. Hamilton zooms on to 21. Just short of a length. And the diminutive Hamilton just rocking back and middling it. So Tangerine Chanderpaul back at work. Around the wicket to the right-hander. Again, just short of a length. This one chops over the stumps of Hamilton. Handshot Hamilton. Wicketkeeper batter. He is prolific with the bat and dependable with the gloves. He's gone after it. It's a leading edge. Man under it, under point. And that is wicket number 4. Hamilton departs. 21 off of 16. The big hitters are starting to head back in the pavilion. Orlando Galaxy have now started to put their foot on the chest of Atlanta Fire. Chanderpaul gets yet another wicket in this 2025 minor league season. Often the star with the bat. This season, performing with the ball. The man from Anguilla departs. And we have the Major League cricketer, Sunny Patel, MI New York, about to make his debut on this Groveland pitch. Chanderpaul, like Preston Clark from the northern end, has really put Atlanta Fire on the back foot. A team that has been known to bully the Galaxy is now being bullied. $82 for 4. And we are spoilt for knowledge. We have the Atlanta Fire's PR man, Babu, just left of me, and Raul, the Orlando Galaxy PR man. A wealth of information just 10 yards to my left. Sunny Patel facing Chanderpaul, 2 internationals. Chanderpaul can't get to it. Patel off the mark. Armour struggling on 15. Really hasn't cut loose so far. Rocks back, opens the face, but that short third man means that Chanderpaul now 2 overs, 1 for 17, 83 for 4 after 12. And the score is very much in the balance for the Galaxy and the Fire in Groveland.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tarek Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket, and T Sports.
So we have the left-arm orthodox Manav Patel, who's been with this team from the very beginning. Started off in West Palm when the team was residing in that part of the state. Now with the Orlando Galaxy. The IT man who lives in Tampa, plays for Orlando Galaxy now. Bowling his tight left-arm orthodox. Learned his IT education in the university in New York. So he's continuing from the southern end. But all the success so far for the Galaxy has been on the northern end. The left-handed Palmer facing the left-arm orthodox Manav Patel. Palmer just opening the face of the bat, but this is showing the line and length that Patel and the spinners like Clark and Chanderpaul has been hitting so far in this innings. And the Atlanta Fire, who's averaged just over 200 runs against this Galaxy team, really on the back foot. Palmer sweeps, slugs, it's in the air, a man under it, and he takes the catch. Palmer, the dot ball's adding up, has to depart. He departs for 15 off of 17, and Orlando Galaxy, the foot goes from the chest to the throat of the Atlanta Fire. 84 for 5 in Groveland. Orlando really Galaxy making their home debut in minor league cricket is in the air, is starting to put on a show in West Orlando. 84 for 5. Manav Patel gets the breakthrough. Palmer back in the pavilion for 15. And the Fire trying to rebuild. Man under it, and he takes the catch. Palmer, the dot balls team really on the back foot. Palmer sweeps, slugs, it's in the air, a man under it, and he takes the catch. Palmer, the dot balls team really on the back foot. Palmer sweeps, slugs, it's in the air, a man under it, and he takes the catch. Palmer, the dot balls team really on the back foot. Parth Patel coming in, former US U19 player. Manav Patel, who is now a veteran, a wily veteran, bowling his left arm orthodox. 84 for 5. Patel just making some changes. The field for Patel. 5 men on the boundary. Back overhead, we have a long on, we have a long off. We have a deep mid wicket, deep backward square. On the offside, deep cover, a sweeper. And on the infield, Manav Patel wants a short mid wicket to protect the single on the onside. Forward, still searching. This wicket giving the spinners grip, giving the spinners uncertainty for the batters, and really starting to put the pressure on Atlanta Fire. Drives and that short cover, again putting the pressure on the batter. No single. Patel again. Allowing the turn just short of a length for the batter, not too full. Another successful over for the Galaxy, a wicket in it. It is now 84 for 5 after 13, 7 to go in Groveland.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man in deep, and that one is smack.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside, a slow, short ball.
For a quick single. Score trickles to 85 for 5. Sunny Patel, also a IPL player. Former IPL Gujarat player Sunny Patel, who now is on 3. And Parth Patel trying to build an innings as his spinners getting on top of Atlanta Fire in Groveland, Florida. Now affectionately known as Orlando City Ground, Cricket Ground, just left or west of Orlando City. Turns off his hips. It's going to be a long single. Chanderpaul figures now 2.3 overs, 1 for 19. One of the distinguished cricketers in minor league cricket, a double century in Test cricket against Zimbabwe, created a first wicket partnership with his captain Brathwaite for West Indies. This one is cut into the ground. A wicket of over 300, bettering Gordon Greenidge and Desmond Haynes, and now setting a record for West Indies for a first wicket partnership of over 300 for the first wicket for the West Indies. Chanderpaul with the ball. So as minor league continues to gain momentum, Major League Cricket has come into the fray 2 seasons in now. Success, often played at Prairie League Cricket Ground and in Dallas, with minor league cricket littered all throughout the country. 4 divisions. This one, the Southern Division, where Atlanta Fire have been the big boys on the block. Fire got all the way to the semi-finals last year. Finished second in the division to Baltimore. This one is chopped into the ground. A loud single. And the web continues to be spun from the northern end. Chanderpaul now 3 overs, 1 for 22. 89 for 5. Only 6 overs remaining in this first inning. Manav Patel continuing. Patel now figures 2.1, 1 for 5. Well, 90 is on the board for Atlanta Fire. Usually they're cheering 90 runs on the board by the 7th or 8th over against this Galaxy team. We're now in the 15th. And 90 has just been chalked up on the scorecard. Driving is Pranath Patel. Big question coming from the sidelines and the camp is, when does this Atlanta Fire team open up? But these 2 batters still trying to find their way on this wicket. Patel 2 runs off of 6, now 7 deliveries. Pranath Patel. Sunny Patel 6 off of 7. You can see the wicket just holding up. It's a slow wicket. Can't really play through the line of the ball. And as long as Manav Patel just holds it back a little bit, it's going to be hard for the batters to reach him. Just like that. And it's spun a mile. Patel, and driving is Parth Patel. So the end of another successful over for the Galaxy after 15, 93 for 5 in Groveland, Florida. Chandler Paul to bowl his last over of his spell from the northern end. Again, the ball just getting bounced for the batter. And a fantastic save by the left-arm orthodox spinner Manav Patel. This one is whipped off the hips. Another single, but the trend so far today, boundaries have been scarce. Stephen Taylor, Sagar Patel trying to do their best to get the score going in the power play. Never really got going. So too Palmer, the big left-hander. Vagola came in, tried to open up his shoulders. Got a few boundaries, but Orlando Galaxy, through the careful tutelage of Shivnarine Chanderpaul, have kept runs at a premium. Dot balls have been adding up. Singles have been trickling in. And he's caught him. What a catch. Clark at the boundary continues his magic. 3 wickets under his belt, the Bajan U19. And now he's taken a catch at the boundary, a one-hander, to dismiss yet another wicket. It's Parth Patel. He goes for 8 off of 13, and the screws have been tightened. Orlando Galaxy get another wicket. 97 for 6. And he's caught him. Clark has spun away from the northern end, getting 3 for 17. He's at long on and just plucked one out of the air to get another valuable wicket for the home team. Orlando Galaxy have their tails in the air, and Atlanta Fire are now still trying to find their way. Azim Charania is making his way to the wicket. A wicket that's been playing a little bit slow, a lot of turn, a lot of tools for the spinners to use. So the left-handed Charania to face Chanderpaul. And he's caught his second wicket. What a catch for only 26. Only a few more deliveries for the Guyanese-born, now American citizen. Chanderpaul again. This is a half-hearted appeal. Umpire Batiste uncertain. One delivery remaining. This one is off of his toes. All eyes on the umpire to see if he got any bat to it. And Chanaria is off the mark. And that completes Tajarain's Chanderpaul's 4-over spell, 2 for 27 to keep the pressure on the Atlanta Fire. 98 for 6, only 4 overs remaining in Groveland. Galaxy on top of the Fire. We'll be back. Manav Patel, the all-rounder, used to bowl left-arm medium pace, switched to a left-arm orthodox bowler now to the left-handed. Now as Charania beatens all ends up, gets another edge. Umpire Judd signaling a bye. Did not get any piece of it, so one more to extras. 99 for 6, 98 for 6 rather. 99, the score just ticked over, so one more run for the 100. And it's going to be Sunny Patel, former IPL player with Gujarat. Just struggling a bit against Patel. Goes after him, middles it, splits the 2 and it's 4. The 100 comes up with a boundary. 103 now for the Fire. Manav Patel has done very little wrong so far. Just struggling slightly over pitching to the right-hander. Goes after Sunny Patel, middles it, gave it the works. Catch up, splits the 2 and it's 4. Relish, 100 comes mayonnaise up with a 4 runs. And Manav Patel responds with a dot ball. Manav Patel, we talked about all-rounder. Took one of the catches of the season for Orlando Galaxy. He ran almost halfway across the ground to take a catch. And that's the sort of spirit that he plays this game. Short of a length, whipped away off the middle of the bat. Protection there for Manav. Score goes to 104 for 6. So the left-handed Charania, who is 1 off of 3 deliveries. We've seen in the past, this Atlanta Fire team had to retire batters to give them strike. Now today, completely different story. This one's high in the air. Fielders coming around. Deep cover gets there, just 1 bounce. Two more to the total, but that's how it's been for the batters. They've had to take chances to try to open their shoulders and get boundaries. Still no boundary, they get 2. But this wicket, holding up, turning, runs will be out of a premium. Inside edge onto the pad. So Manav Patel completes his 4-over spell. 4 overs, 1 for 16. He has been one of the instruments for Orlando Galaxy that have kept the Fire to 106 for 6, with just 3 overs remaining in the debut of the Orlando Galaxy cricket ground in Groveland, Florida. 20 miles west of Orlando City. A ground that was supposed to have made its debut in 2024 has been a victim of 2 hurricanes. Coming from the West Coast, now gets its chance, and the home team are putting on a show against this Atlanta Fire team. Atlanta Fire, one of the bullies of the block in the Southern Division, now being humbled by this Galaxy team with just 3 overs remaining. Will try their best for a total up to 150, but that is going to take a little bit of a miracle with 18 deliveries remaining and the score being at 106 for 6. We have Batard operating from the northern end, and his spinners have had so much success. So Groveland, Florida, we mentioned west of Orlando. We have fans starting to trickle in. His personality. We have a little bit of a highway. You're going to call that, let's say, 33. To the west of the wicket, to the right of this left-hander right now. He's forward, just 1 run. But there's also greenery all around the ground. Just over on the northern end of the ground, there's a forest of trees. To the southern end, there's a lovely ramp for the spectators to bring their beach chairs and their tents. There'll be food served there. There'll be an Indian food truck coming up on the Groveland Cricket Ground. And now to the east of the wicket, there is open space. This one is a slug. Again, another dot ball. So the Groveland Cricket Ground, quaint, has personality, and it has Orlando Galaxy written all over it. This one's gone high in the air, and it's a maximum. Preston Clark is going to take a stroll, and it's going to be a while. Huge hit. Sunny Patel opening his shoulders. Gets his first big hit for this innings, and it's a maximum. Preston Clark is going to take a stroll. Is that enough to spark a resurgence with 2.5 overs remaining in this innings? He propels the 18 off of 13. 113 for 6. So continuing after that ball was retrieved after a long hit by Sunny Patel, almost a run-out opportunity. Sunny Patel not impressed with his partner Charania, who's struggling at 4 runs for 6, and that's the end of the 17th over. 106 for 6. Actually, we're going to get the score just to be rectified. 18 overs in the books. And to our recollection, we'll bring you up to date once the scorers fix the books, but understand this. Orlando Galaxy with just 2 overs remaining in their debut on their ground has kept Atlanta Fire under check. 114 for 6 now with 2 overs remaining. So the left-handed Charania, who is yet to get going, will face the opening bowler Saeed. It's been spinners all around for the Orlando Galaxy. This one is driven, placed through the line of the ball. Long single, but more important, gets Sunny Patel. IPL player with Gujarat. 19 runs off of 16. Got his first 6 in the last over against Manav Patel. Will begin to compromise his shape and open those shoulders to try and score. And he's smashed it, almost a tennis shot. It's a long single, protection for Saeed. So against the left-hander, Saeed will have a long off, a long on with Preston Clark. Deep mid-wicket, deep backward square, and a sweeper at cover. Those are the 5 at the boundary. Playing through, but again off the toe of the bat. Batters still trying to find their way. Saeed Patel. He's going after him. This one is high in the air. So, with Cape Canaveral just east of us, there is a Saeed Patel, unidentified flying object coming from Groveland. This one is high in the air. They've been alerted. Everything is okay. It's another 6 for Sunny Patel. 26 off of 18. 123 for 6. Just 8 deliveries remaining in this innings. And Atlanta Fire, who's boasted 221 and 215 on the last 2 occasions they played the Galaxy, are now 123 for 6 in the 19th. This one is smashed to a deep mid-wicket. Long on comes across. Patel just he wants to keep strike, Sunny Patel, with just one delivery remaining. Saeed. Charania is completely beaten. The ball has spun a mile and the left-hander was left wanting. But more importantly, the Galaxy, 124 for 6, holding down the fire with just one over remaining. We'll be back in Groveland, Florida for over number 20. Back in Groveland, Florida, Orlando Galaxy Cricket Ground, making their debut in minor league cricket. Hosting Atlanta Fire, a team they've struggled with. They've never beaten in their history. They've lost their last 3 occasions to them heavily. Now in Groveland, Florida, showing off their new wickets, their new ground, have kept the Fire in check. This is the last 6 deliveries of the inning. It'll be Shah, and this one is caught on the full and is smashed back overhead by Sunny Patel. Greeted on the full toss, smashed on the full toss, and it hits the side screen on the full toss. Patel gets his 3rd 6 in his innings. Shah, 33 off of 20, smashed back overhead for 6 by Sunny Patel. Greeted on the So Shah, who's brought on for his first over, his second over rather, gave up 12 in his first. Was another full toss, and this one is smashed. Deep cover is there for protection. Patel wants to come back for another one. Charania was interested. Patel with those long legs, uninterested. So Charania, who's struggled at 6 runs off of 9 deliveries, will try to get going with Shah. Only 4 deliveries left in this innings. The left-handed orthodox Shah against the left-handed batter in Charania. On the onside, he has cover with a deep square leg, a deep mid-wicket, and a long on. This one is high in there, off the toe of the bat. Deep cover comes across. Oh, what a catch! What a catch! Shoaib Saeed, who opened the bowling, has taken a masterful catch to dismiss Charania, but he's damaged his hand while doing so. 7th wicket falls, long on, for 131. But this is the sort of intensity we've seen from Orlando Galaxy from ball 1.
Oh, what a catch!
With the ball in the field. And it has distinguished or extinguished Atlanta's Fire. 131 for 7, 3 deliveries remaining. Sunny Patel, 1 strike. Pranto Ahmed will come to the wicket. 3 deliveries remaining. Can they even get to 140? '23 leading wicket taker in the Southern Division, Pranto Ahmed, the bowler, expected to deliver with the bat with 3 deliveries remaining in Groveland, Florida. Orlando Galaxy trying to keep this score down below 145. Shah, it's a leading edge. Cover comes across. And that is 2 wickets in 2 deliveries. Ahmed out for a first ball duck. Tried to go after the left-handed Shah. It spun away from him. Got the edge.
Down
held out to cover. 131 for 8.
Shah,
and the story continues in Groveland.
Cover comes across.
Orlando
and that
Galaxy
is 2 wickets in 2 deliveries.
are on the march. Ansh Patel, the left-arm Chinaman bowler, who was born and raised in Canada, finds himself deep in the south in Orlando. And he has 2 deliveries to try to either get Sunny Patel on strike for the last delivery or try to score boundaries on his own against a shaky Shah, who's now found his own in the last 3 deliveries. Gets it on the full, and he gets Sunny Patel back on strike. 132 for 8. Now, Sunny Patel has scored 3 sixes in his innings. The Gujarat IPL player is going to try to launch this one into orbit. But can Shah and Shah hesitates, just gains some anticipation. Last delivery of the fire innings. Shah to Patel. Short, and he's gotten all of it. Over cover. And the sweeper comes across. Does he save the boundary? He does. So a long 2 to end the innings. Atlanta Fire has been held to 134 for 8 off of their 20 overs. Sunny Patel, 36 for 22, has been the story, has been the spark of this Atlanta Fire innings, but it never really got going. Thanks to Orlando Galaxy, who has been absolute brilliant with the ball and on the field, making their debut in minor league cricket on the Orlando Galaxy cricket ground in Groveland, Florida. So the Fire scorecard looks like this. Stephen Taylor, the big Jamaican, kept to a hush, 11. One of Clark's many victims, Sagar Patel, 20 off of 14. Another Clark victim, then Vagella, who got going, but Preston Clark, the U19 Bajan, got his 3rd wicket to hush the Fire. Palmer couldn't get going, 15 off of 18. Hamilton, Chandapal victim, 21 off of 17. Sunny Patel, of course, with that fantastic aura about him, 36 off of 22, not out. Parth Patel, 8. Chanaria 6, Ahmed first ball duck, and Ansh Patel 1 off of 1. Keeps his score at a very humble amount, 134 for 8. Bowling looks like Saeed, 3 overs, none for 29, but the hero of the day, Preston Clark, 4 overs, 3 for 18, set the tone for the Galaxy. At his support, Manav Patel, left arm orthodox, 4 overs, 1 for 16. 2 wickets for Shah, 2 wickets for Chandapal. Very much a total in which this Orlando Galaxy can attain. And the game hangs in the balance as the Galaxy try to get that 134 for victory. It will be their first victory of this 2025 season. When we come back to Groveland, Florida, Galaxy in return, can they respond to the 134? We'll be right back. Back in Groveland, Florida, Orlando Galaxy taking on the Atlanta Fire. Atlanta Fire have been extinguished in that first half, putting together just 134 runs in comparison to 221 and 215 the last time these two teams met. Now, on Labor Day weekend, the kickoff or the first delivery of the 2025 minor league cricket season, this Fire team put up 221 for the Galaxy to chase. They were bowled out for 142. And this wicket has been showing to hold up just a bit. A lot of turn for the spinners. May be problematic. And it's going to be Stephen Taylor, who usually bowls second in the bowling order, will start because of the turn in the wicket. And he's going to bowl to Chris Van Tool, who was bowled for duck in his first delivery last weekend. He's going to face Taylor in the first delivery of the second innings. Back on the back foot, no runs. The protection for Taylor against the right-hander, a deep mid-wicket and a long on. So it has to be said, a correction. Here's Stephen Taylor, Tull, and he smashes over points, and it's going to trickle away to that boundary. Over the ropes, 4 runs. The Galaxy are away, and the crowd is starting to get into it.
Has to be said, a correction. His
Galaxy get underway with a boundary.
And he smashes over
and that's
points.
going to make Van Tool just a little bit
to trickle away to that boundary.
Let's see, more relaxed after that golden ball duck that he experienced against the Fire August 30th, Labor Day weekend. Taylor. This one is short. Oh, it's a leading edge, and mid-off is getting under it, and out goes Van Tool. He looks at the bat. The wicket held up. He played through the line of the ball. Seemed to have gotten an outside edge or the shoulder of the bat, and he's been caught at cover. So after a boundary in the second ball, a wicket in the third.
Taylor.
Just holding up a fraction.
And mid-off is getting under it.
And caught at mid-off. So Stephen Taylor responds after that boundary. 4 for the loss of the first wicket. Orlando Galaxy, not exactly the start they wanted. Romario King set to check in. Romario King, a familiar name around minor league, has been here from in its inception 5 years ago. Played for the Atlanta Lightning in years past. Now coming back to Orlando, getting a chance to play on his home ground. The debutant or the ground. Stephen Taylor getting the breakthrough on just his third delivery. Galaxy 4 for the loss of 1. Van Tool back in the pavilion for 4. And just a thought, no offer, no wide, just a dot ball. 2 deliveries remaining. Hamilton, like so many other batters, is going to have to find that ball when the spinners are playing. This one is over pitch, it's driven, doesn't get all of it. But it gets to the boundary. 4 more to the total. 8 runs on the board for the Galaxy in their journey on their chase to 134.
Are playing. This one is over pitch, it's driven, doesn't get all of it.
I stand corrected. I mentioned before that the Atlanta Fire defeated the Galaxy on every instance. In 2022, Orlando Galaxy did defeat the Fire. So they have that victory under their belts. They're looking for their second, this time at home. Hamilton rocks back, gets all of it. And after that boundary, you can see the confidence starting to come in. So the first over in the books for the Fire, 8 for the loss of 1. Van Tool caught at mid-off for the loss for 4 on the board, courtesy Stephen Taylor. We'll be back in Groveland. So the all-rounder, Sunny Patel, will come from the southern end. So the leg spinner Patel, pulling those flat leg spinners, is an appeal, almost like they hit a nick onto the pad. No field in the vicinity. And that will go on as a single for Chanderpaul, who's underway. Taj Chanderpaul, known as Brandon in these parts. 11 50s in minor league cricket. Over 1,000 runs scored. Leaves him in the top 10 in the history of this tournament. Romario King, who will know Sunny Patel from the Atlanta district after playing for the Lightning for so many years, coming back to Orlando Galaxy. Patel coming over the wicket to King. Short, and there's that bounce. And umpire Judd from Tampa, Florida, signals the wide. First extra coming from the bowler's arm for the fire. King rocks back on that back foot and punches it through cover. Glorious shot. His second boundary. The third for the team in the inning. Galaxy need a strong start in this power play.
King rocks back on that
to
back
chase
foot
down
and
this
punches it through
134.
cover.
They
Glorious
sound like a
shot.
diminutive score, but with this wicket and the spinners available for the fire, it will be a tall target to get. The protection for the right-hander, a long on and a deep backward square. This one short and this one cut away, beats point. Over the rope for another boundary. 2 in succession for King.
Backward square.
Brandon King
Short
races
and
on to
this one
12
cut
off of
away,
3 fours.
beats point.
And Sunny Patel,
Over the rope
more
for another
importantly for the
boundary.
Galaxy point of view, is going to create just a little bit of doubt for the IPL bowler. Oh, it's an edge. Taylor takes the catch. It's an appeal for caught behind. And he's given out. Romario King is pointing to his pad. Umpire Judd has heard the sound. But King has to depart. A swashbuckling quick-fire 12. But the second wicket falls for the Galaxy. Patel gets his revenge after being shaken up by King. 18 for the loss of 2. So Romario King departs for 12 off of 3 fours.
Taylor takes the catch. It's an appeal for caught behind. And he's given out.
Danush Kevrapakam, who played for Atlanta Fire in the past, 19-year-old all-rounder. Actually, let's check that. 21-year-old all-rounder is coming to the crease after Sunny Patel got his revenge on Romario King after being dispatched for 2 consecutive boundaries. Had the last laugh. Kevrapakam had 14 runs in 14 deliveries a week ago. Patel. And Danush's forward is excitement for the bowler after that wicket of King. And that's the end of the second over. 18 runs on the board, 2 wickets in the pavilion. And Orlando Galaxy chasing 134 for victory. So Stephen Taylor will bowl his second over from the northern end. 2 wickets in the books already. Van Tool gone for 4. Then Romario King for 12. 18 for 2. Chanapal just on 1. This one is tossed up. Chanapal just pushes to the onside. Chanapal had 30 as the anchor of the innings for the Galaxy 5 days ago. Test experience, one-day cricket, ODIs, T20. So Chanapal gets 1. Strike goes back to Danush. Batters 1-2, and the hesitation allows just 1. Crowd starting to filter in into Groveland, Florida. Behind us we have an Indian food truck called Indian Kitchen King. There's a lovely ramp just behind us, behind the camera, where the fans have their beach chairs and their tents with their coolers. King, Chanapal, what a matchup this is. Danush was dismissed off of Anish Patel, the left-arm Chinaman, a week ago. He rocks back and pulls this one, but he has protection out there, Taylor, but it's going to beat both of them. Long on, deep mid-wicket, no chance. 4 more to the total. So the innings so far, we have boundaries and wickets.
Dismiss off of Anish
Just
Patel,
3 singles by Chanapal and a wide.
He rocks back and pulls this one, but he has
Other than
protection
that, we
out
have
there,
4s
Taylor,
and
but it's going
wickets.
to beat both of them. Long on, deep mid-wicket.
So 25 for 2. Still very much in the power play. Taylor's protection, just the long on and the deep mid-wicket against the right-hander. First dot ball for Taylor in this second over of his spell. Beats the outside edge. And will it get to the boundary? It does. Actually, Danush got a piece of it, so 4 runs to his name. And that's the end of the third over. 29 for 2. Galaxy still a long journey ahead of them. 106 left out of 17.
It
as
does.
Danush 9 off 6, Chanapal 3.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tarek Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket, and T Sports.
Sunny Patel, who was roughed up against Romario King for 2 successive fours, but then got the wicket of King. LB actually caught behind. Bat then pad, then to wicketkeeper. Comes back on for his second over. Turn around the corner, but the short fine leg is there. Dot balls, exactly what Atlanta Fire needs in this power play. Chanapol again, just trying to find that ball as his spinners are on this track, gripping, turning, and Chanapol coming to do some gardening. So for the left-handed Chanapol, a long on and a deep mid-wicket. The protection for Patel. Again, another dot ball and the crowd under the tents for Atlanta Fire and the fielders starting to build momentum. Turn around his legs. They'll look for 2. Comfortable 2 for Chanapol. Chanapol took 28 deliveries to get to his 30 a week ago. 3 fours and a 6 with a strike rate of 107. See the short extra cover, Palmer, and that's the end of a very successful over. Just 2 runs off of it. 4 overs in the books, 31 for 2.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man in deep, and that one is smacked.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside, a slow, short ball.
Bowler change from the northern end, Path Patel coming in to bowl his first delivery off spinner. And the batters will look to turn over the strike if they're not getting boundaries, something that Shivnarine Chanapol talked about his team in the off-season, demanding that they put the pressure on the fielders, not just look for boundaries. Don't let the dot balls add up. And so far, it's been slow going in regards to the singles for the Galaxy. Slowly starting to build their momentum in that area in the last few deliveries. Path Patel, 3 overs, none for 37 a week ago against the Galaxy. Trying to better those numbers today. This one's cut. forward. You can see the ball just holding up on Chanderpaul, despite of him coming forward, hit more just below the shoulder of the bat, more the head of the bat, rather than on the screws. Parth Patel and Chanderpaul pulls it through mid-wicket. A boundary, his first for the evening. Score goes to 36 now for 2. You cannot be short on this pitch. It's going to hold up.
Pulls it through mid-wicket.
And the spinners will do well.
Boundary, his first for the evening.
To keep it up to the bat. This one is cut. No run. Parth Patel had 6 wides a week ago against the Galaxy. To his defense, the team had 215 runs to defend. Bowlers tend to be a little laissez-faire in their approach. Now only has 134 to defend, with 36 of those knocked off. This one's pulled. So that's the end of 5. 2 overs remaining in the power play. 37 for 2 in Groveland. Chanderpaul back on strike. 10 off of 14. Scored his first boundary. And the new bowler will be Ash Patel, the Canadian left-arm Chinaman. It's a ball to the left-handed Guyanese Chanderpaul, whose father, yes, is Shivnarine Chanderpaul, West Indies legend. Taj Chanderpaul coming into today's match, 32 matches, 1,070 runs scored. Top 10 in the history of this tournament. Patel comes in. Chanderpaul just drives to that short extra cover. Palmer is there because of the wicket holding up, hoping for the Galaxy batters to drive straight into the short extra cover hands. Ash Patel. This one is short and pulled. Dot ball starting to build up. The protection for Ash Patel against the left-handed Chanderpaul. A wide long on. More between long on and deep mid wicket. On the onside. And this one scoots through. Batters will come back for 2. Came off of Chanderpaul's bat. 2 more to his total. On the offside for Patel against Chanderpaul, there's a long off. And the infield, a short extra cover. The regular cover. Backward point. And a slip. A first slip. Stephen T-line slip. This one holds up. Kaveri Pakam not interested with the quick single. He himself 10 off of 7. Understands that the Galaxy are desperate for a middle order partnership. Losing 2 quick wickets, Romario King and Van Tul. Inside edge maybe. Umpire Nelson shakes his head. Check that. Umpire Judson Edwards. Ansh Patel, the Canadian left-arm Chinaman. Punched away by Chanderpaul. Halfway down the wicket is Dhanush. But that ends a successful over. Just 2 runs off of it. 39 for 2 after 6. Power play completed. 39 for 2. We come back to Groveland. Atlanta Fire trying to bounce back. So the first over after the power play will come from the northern end. It's going to be Azim checking in for Atlanta Fire. And the protection against Dhanush, the former Atlanta Fire player, will be a deep backward square, deep mid-wicket, and a long on the onside, as the left-arm spinner gets some bounce. Excellent take by Hamilton. On the offside is a deep cover and a long off. Is a first slip for the right-hander. Stephen Taylor's there. This one's going after him, high in the air. Long on is strolling in and takes the catch. Dot balls building up. And Orlando Galaxy going after it. And Dhanush has to depart. He goes for 10 off of 8. Shanaria gets his first wicket in just his second delivery. Score now goes to 39 for 3. As the Galaxy try to find their way on this wicket that's played slow. It has assisted the spinners.
After him, high in the air, long on is
Fire put up 134 on it.
And
They
takes
still
the
have their
catch.
leader and their anchor,
Dot
Taj
balls building
Chanderpaul.
up.
He's still in the wickets at 12 off of 20. Preston Clark, the U19 Barbados player, who played against Oman in the recent series for the US. He comes in, scored 20 off of 19 deliveries against the Fire just 5 days ago. Check that. Those matches he played against Oman was for the Orlando Galaxy in a warm-up contest, warm-up series to get them ready for the USA series. But Preston Clark has been the hero of the show for the Galaxy. 3 wickets for 18 runs in the first innings, completely halted the Fire innings and took a miraculous catch at long on, leaping into the air, a one-handed grab. And now can he influence the game with the bat? Coming in at number 5. Again, there's that turn for Charania. We're in Groveland, Florida. The debut match for the Orlando Galaxy Cricket Ground could not make its debut last year after 2 hurricanes halted that. Now they get to unveil today against the Fire. A fantastic first innings by the Galaxy on the field, holding the Fire to 134, trying to respond, 39 for 3, trying to find only their second victory against Atlanta Fire, who got all the way to the semi-finals of minor league cricket just a year ago in 2024. This one is driven, pitched up by Charania. That's going to assist the batters. No help from the wickets in that scenario. So the end of another successful over for the Fire. A wicket and a run. 40 for 3 after 7. Ansh Patel, left-hand Chinaman bowler from the southern end. Preston Clark, the right-hander. There's appeal for LBW. Umpire Edwards unmoved. Patel again. This one's driven by Clark. Inside edge. Gives you the idea of the amount of turn bowlers are extracting from the wicket. Ansh Patel, 5 matches in minor league cricket this season, 10 wickets. He is a handful, whether it's the left hand or right hand. The anchor of the innings, Taj Chandapal. 12 off of 20. Will understand his role. Try to see out the innings to give the Galaxy a chance. This one's tossed up and driven to long on. This one scoots on. You have the one coming into the right-hander with the regular wrist spin action. And then the left-hander drops in a googly and goes away from the right-hander. Googly in these parts, wrong on in Australia. This one's tossed up. Another wrong on. If you're tuning in from any part of the US or around the world, a warm welcome to you from Groveland, Florida. As Ash Patel tries to defend 134 and he bounce and turn again, giving Clark and the rest of the Galaxy batters fits. Just 2 runs from that Patel second over. He's just 4 from 2, 42 for 3 after 8.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tarek Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket, and T Sports.
So Charania will continue from the northern end. Had a successful first over, getting a wicket for just 1 run. Bowling to Chandapal, the left-arm orthodox bowler to the left-handed batter. This one's inside edge. The swag sleep and he's bowled. Charania gets the breakthrough. The pressure, the screws have tightened, and the anchor of the inning, Taj Chandapal, goes for a slog sweep and is comprehensively bowled by Charania. He gets his second wicket. Orlando Galaxy now looking up at the Atlanta Fire. His scales have been tipped.
Bowled.
42
gets
for
the breakthrough.
4. The turning wicket of this Orlando Galaxy City ground, cricket ground, has proven to be a factor. Chandapal departs 42 for 4. And now Batad will join Clark at the crease. Batad was LBW Sunny Patel for Duck a few days ago in Morrisville, North Carolina. Will be getting his chance to face his first delivery on his home ground in a professional scenario. So Charania bowling to the right-handed. The cover for Charania for the right-hander, a deep backward square, deep mid-wicket, a regular mid-on, a long off, and a deep cover. So another dot ball for Charania, who's spinning a web from that northern end. Had a couple of great spells from that end so far today. Clark for the Galaxy, who's on the non-striker's end. This one pops a mile. And that is not the sort of movement and height a batter wants to see. A suggestion to umpire Edwards, who's at square leg. But there's nothing he can do. The batter's going to have to push on. Again, is a slight appeal from Hamilton. Here's Charania to Batad. This one is pitched up, but nothing he can do with it because of the hesitation at this point by the batters from Charania. This one was tossed up. He can only push it away for a single. Another incredible over by the left-arm spinner. He is now 3 overs, 2 for 2. The score is 43 for 4 after 9. So Ansh Patel to continue his third over in succession from the southern end. And this one is pushed to deep cover. And even the singles seem to be a victory at this point for the Orlando Galaxy, who have been kept in check by the Fire. As the heat increases, the Fire continues to grow. Atlanta's starting to impose their will as this chase of 134 gets steeper and steeper at 44 for 4. This one's tossed up, and Preston King, like so many other players, trying to find that delivery. Preston Clark, rather. And an inside edge gets a single to deep backward square. So Pranav Batad, a US citizen who plays his cricket in Atlanta, one of the better batters on the team, has a chance at number 6 to turn the tide. This one beats the right-hander as it just continues on. Patel, again, the wrong one as Batad looks for the one coming in. It keeps going away. So the Atlanta Galaxy need 90 runs off of 10.1 overs. Run rate creeping up to above 9. And again, it's the wrong one. And again, it's a dot ball. Just 2 runs coming from that over. 10 overs in the books. We're at the halfway point. It is 45 for 4. So Charania back, spinning his web from the northern end. 2 overs, 2 for 2. 2s all around. Another dot ball. Preston Clark, the U19 Barbados international, got a chance to play against Oman in the warm-up matches before the US series. Goes after him. Just a loud single. So we are in beautiful Groveland, Florida, 20 miles west of Orlando. And Suresh and Kanal, responsible for orchestrating this incredible cricket ground in western central Florida. This one wraps the pad, but there was some bat onto it. This one is in the air. Mid-on wouldn't get there, just short. Again, another example, the ball holding up, batter trying to play through the line, gets a leading edge. Long on just couldn't get to it, mid-on rather, couldn't get to it. So some of the alterations that had to be made because the ground had to be leveled, 8 to 10 feet is how much it had to be leveled. Charania again, and it beats Clark, who was going for the big hit. There's no long on to protect Charania against the right-hander. There is a long off. And Clark trying to expose that. For the right-hander, there's a deep mid-wicket, deep backward square, deep cover, and a long off. Oh, again, it beats the bat rather. And the Atlanta Fire are continuing to turn on the screws. It is getting tighter and tighter for Orlando Galaxy. Charania just 2 runs off of that over. 11 overs in the books. 47 for 4. Parth Patel will bowl his second over from the southern end. Bowling to Batad. This one keeps a little low, it scoots on. So we saw Ash Patel with a successful spell coming from this southern end, coming up the hill. Now we have the right-handed Parth Patel rather. This one is a little bit quicker, opening the face of the bat. Expertly played by Clark, who looks like a seasoned cricketer. .49 for 4. The run rate now 9.92 required. What started up at just below 7 at the beginning of the innings is now at 9.9. Parth Patel hits the pad. Now the protection for Patel against Clark, there's a long on, a very straight long off, deep cover, deep mid wicket, and a deep backward square. Boundaries are a scarcity after the power play has been completed. Saw Mario Clark get 3 of them. Chandler Paul got 1. Nothing much to talk about. Van Tull, the opener, got just 1 boundary and was out for 4. Since then, it has dried up. And now the batters having even a hard time finding the singles with 5 men out of the infield. There's his slog and he's bowled them. The pressure built and built and built, and it hit the top of off. Patel gets his wicket. He's now 2 overs, 1 for 9. And Clark, who started to settle in,
Out of the infield.
has been bowled for 4 off of 16 deliveries. The 50 came up,
Slog and he's bowled them.
but with that came the 5th
The
wicket.
pressure
50 for 5
Built.
after 12. Back in Groveland, Florida, Orlando Galaxy looking up to Atlanta Fire at this point. Have to chase 134. They are 50 for 5. It is a spinner's track, and this man has extracted every bit of turn out of it. Tarania, 3 overs, 4 for 2, 2 for 4, 2 for 4, and he continues from the northern end. So when short and cut. Run rate now crept up to 10.6. Fort Lauderdale Lions, Atlanta Lightning next on the docket for the second match in this doubleheader for 2 days in Groveland, Florida. So the new batter, Shoaib Saeed, the opening bowler for the Galaxy, took a miraculous catch in the first innings. He is the vice captain and one of the rising stars in minor league cricket. Scored 25 off of just 25 balls. And he was caught and bowled by Matty Reddy 5 days ago. Oh, and a slog coming from Saeed. But Charania, who is turning this ball square. Charania. Oh, and his beaten him as it appeared for a stump in and he's out. Down the leg side. Saeed crept out of his crease, just trying to turn it around his legs. His back foot drifted out of the crease and Hamilton whipped off the bails in a flash. And Charania gets his 3rd wicket. His 5th wicket, rather. Let's check that. His 3rd wicket for 5 runs, just to be clear. But Charania, no matter, has absolutely done the damage against the Galaxy today. 3.3 overs, 3 for 5. And there's a procession now going from the pavilion to the crease.
Down the leg side.
Checking in is Hardik Desai, another veteran for this Galaxy team. He made 6 last week, was caught off the bowling of Ansh Patel. He's going to have to face the left-arm orthodox bowler in Chanaria rather than the left-arm Chinaman of Ansh Patel. So Hardik Desai will come in to face Charania, who has just 2 deliveries left in what is to know to be an absolutely incredible spell of bowling. Desai will have a deep cover, long off, a regular mid-on, deep mid-wicket and a deep backward square. None of those matter. A dot ball to point. Charania concludes his spell of 4 overs, 3 wickets for 5 runs. An incredible bit of bowling by the left-arm orthodox bowler has put Orlando Galaxy completely onto the back foot at 51 for 6 after 13. So Path Patel greets Batar with a full toss, just a long single. Orlando Galaxy, this is their first match on their own ground after could not be unveiled last year. The victim of 2 hurricanes meant they could not play any cricket in Groveland. Getting a chance now to unveil their prize field, which is nothing short of miraculous and spectacular. Suresh and Kanal, the 2 groundsmen, and this one is slogged away. Could be a boundary. It is. Something to cheer about. Coming off the bat of Desai, he's off the mark.
Miraculous
Score goes
and
to 56 for 6.
Suresh.
Still well off the
Kanal,
mark.
the 2 groundsmen, and this one is slogged away. Could be a boundary. It is. Something to cheer about.
So the first boundary for a very long period of time. Off the bat of Desai, and Path Patel continues from the southern end. This one beats the bat, another dot ball. Path Patel. So opening the face of the bats, getting 2 more to the total. But targets the double figures. 59 now for 6. 1 delivery remaining in the 14th. Turn around his legs. That tickles his score to 60. So a good over for the Galaxy. 8 runs, 7 runs off of it. And it is 60 for 6 after 14. Batad. And he's facing Ansh Patel. Drives this one. Ansh Patel just wrapping up his spell. He bowled 3 overs from the southern end. Gets an opportunity to come down the hill from the northern end. Ansh Patel. This one is punched away. So Desai gets another single. He moves on to 6. 62 for 6. The run rate required now 12.88, close to 13. It is going to take fireworks from the Galaxy to get back into this match. This one turns. Cut away, just short of point. Batters can't read the left-hand wrist spin of Ansh Patel. Not sure if it's going to be the wrong one or the Chinaman. Field change. Batad will now have to deal with a short fine leg. There's a deep mid wicket and deep backward square and a long on the onside. This one hits him on the pad. No idea if Ansh Patel is coming from behind the arm or out of the wrist. He is spinning a web. Patel has 11 wickets now. 10 wickets rather, in 5 matches in this season. His last ball of the spell, it drives in the air and into the arms of mid-off. His last delivery, he picks up a wicket. Ansh Patel gets the breakthrough as Batad departs for 12. Orlando Galaxy staring down the barrel of a gun. 62 now for 7 wickets. As Atlanta Fire getting back on top and starting to cruise towards the finish line.
His last ball.
Give it some air.
Of the spell.
Got under it.
In the air,
didn't get any of it.
Into the arms of mid-off.
And into the arms or the hands of mid-off.
He picks up a wicket.
So the all-rounder Manav Patel, who took a fantastic catch in 2024, known for that. Also his left-arm orthodox and his batting abilities and his IT work as well. When he's not playing cricket, he's an IT specialist. Came from the University of New York, resides in Tampa, Florida, the West Florida. He was not out on 25 against the Fire just 5 days ago. Shall we say one of the OGs of minor league cricket. Played in the very first season with West Palm before Orlando Galaxy adopted that West Palm side. West Palm being West Palm Beach in the southeastern part of the state. So the tall Jamaican, Stephen Taylor, former international, opening batter, who's used to crushing leather with his bat, opened the bowling. Will come into bowl his 3rd over He has 1 for 19 after 2. And he will bowl to Desai, who's 6 off of 5. So a short fine leg has just been adjusted for the bowler. Protection, a deep backward square, deep mid wicket, long on, long off. And this one is driven to long off. There is no protection for Stephen Taylor against the right-hander. Square of the wicket on the offside, so there's no cover, no deep point, no deep backward point, just a long off to talk about. And Manav Patel, one of the favourites in this league, will take first strike. Now a deep cover is put to protect Taylor on the offside against Patel. And he's away. So after this, Atlanta Lightning, the second of the two Atlanta teams, will get onto the field to take on the Fort Lauderdale Lions. This one is short, catches everyone by surprise, but not umpire Edwards, who signals for a wide. Umpire Edwards from Newport Richey, born and raised in Western Florida. And this one is smash, long off coming across, one bounce over the ropes. And Desai gets a boundary. A rare boundary for the Galaxy. That's how good Atlanta Fire have been on the field.
This one is smash, long
but it
off
shows
coming
you
across,
cannot
one
bang it
bounce
in short
over the ropes.
if you're a spinner, medium pacer, or any bowler on this wicket in Groveland. Taylor tosses his one up, uses the wicket, gets maximum turn. Is this going to be a wide? Umpire Edwards says byes. A long stare by Desai. Wanted the wides. And there is a few cries of ump coming from the sidelines, wanting the wides as well. Taylor, this one is tossed up, he gets all of it, over cover, and it's going to go to the boundary. Well, Desai has opened his shoulders, he's compromised his shape, but he's gotten the ball over the infield for his second boundary of the over.
Taylor, this one is tossed up.
That's the end of 16, it is 75 for 7.
And it's going to go to the boundary.
Starting to wag their tail, but 15 runs needed per over in the last 4 to have a chance of getting this 134. Manav Patel taking strike, and it's going to be Sunny Patel. Patel on Patel, crime. This one is over deep mid wicket, and it's over the boundary fence. No defense has held it. Huge 6 for Patel.
Taking strike.
Manav, that is.
And it's going to be Sunny Patel.
Score scoots on to 81.
Patel on
Patel, crime. This one is over deep mid
wicket.
Sunny Patel, Manav just plays through the line, and he's not going to wait around. Manav Patel, one of the personalities of minor league cricket. If you ever met him, he is quiet, IT oriented, but when he gets onto the field,
Sunny
bat
Patel,
or ball,
Manav just
he starts to
through
talk.
the line, and he's not going to wait around. Manav Patel.
Goes after this one again, right off the screws. So a loud single gets Desai back on track. Desai, by the way, 15 off of 9, 86 for 7. If you're checking the run rates, it's an even 14 required. Dot ball for Sunny Patel, which is a victory so far in this over. 4-4-1 dot ball. He's gone after him again. Deep mid wicket, no chance. Hits the fence on the full. A long six to see off Sunny Patel. And that one was Desai. He goes to 21 off of 12. 92 for 7. A 6, 2 sixes and a 4 in that over. And Orlando Galaxy, 86 for 7.
He's going on
with 3 overs remaining.
Again.
Deep mid wicket, no chance. Hits the fence on the. Another slog inside edge though. Stephen Taylor tries to wrap up his spell. He is 3.1 overs, 1 for 32. Big Jamaican is all smiles, understanding that they're still very much in control. Desai, who finished off Sunny Patel's spell with a 6, has pulled away as Stephen Taylor came in. Now, if Stephen Taylor was a fast bowler, he would extend his run and apply a bouncer up to the throat of Desai. But being an off spinner, will have to swallow his pride. There's a sweep, there's an appeal for LBW, and that's given. A half volley, trying to be swept by Desai for another 6. Plum LBW. He departs for 21 off of 12. Taylor gets his second. It is 93 for 8. So the tail was wagging for the Galaxy.
Being an off spinner,
it suddenly stopped thanks to the long arm of Stephen Taylor.
There's a sweep, is an appeal for LBW, and that's given. A half volley, trying to be swept by Desai for another.
So the bowler Sid Shah, left arm orthodox, is going to come into bat. 93 for 8, former US U19 All-Pro. Spent some time with the St. Louis team, getting his opportunity to go up against Stephen Taylor. And a Yorker by Taylor just to greet Shah. Hello. Taylor again. This time the inside edge onto the pad rather. And Taylor's getting right on top of the batters. A single in his first delivery and a wicket and 2 dot balls has halted proceedings in Groveland. There's that cut, but is not picking up the line nor the length. Shah. Drives through it. It's going to be a long single. And that concludes Stephen Taylor's spell. 4 overs, 2 for 33. As the Galaxy stumble on to 94 for 8. So we have our first medium pacer or right arm fast. It's Drysdale who's coming on. Usually who opens the bowling, but with the dramatic turn and bounce of the wicket, they've allowed the spinners to take control, but Drysdale gets a chance to bowl from the northern end. And his first bouncer, and you can see how the wicket holds up. He tries to greet the batter with a short delivery. And it was so slow that Shah could have read the writing on the ball. Made in India, Royal Crown, 5.5. So Drysdale will go back and do it again. After that one was a significant wide. Drysdale to Shah. This one beats him for pace. And you can understand that. These batters have seen nothing but spin. Just 12 deliveries at the beginning of Drysdale's spell. Now we're down to 11 left in this innings. And the left-handed Shah is going to have to face some music. He is a tail-ender. No one likes pace, especially tail-enders, and Drysdale is going to conjure up as much pace as he can. Again, over the shoulder, nothing he can do with that. So Stephen Taylor is trotting across the ground. He's going to come to a short backward point. And this one is off the toe of the bat, but still, it was a loud sound, and Manav Patel is just going to settle for that one. He wants to take strike. 3 deliveries left in the over. The first one was a wide. Drysdale. And this one is lifted up by Manav Patel, who's been in the mood since he's come into the wicket. Patel already has 2 sixes and a few 4s under his belt. He goes to 15. 2 deliveries remaining in Drysdale's spell. 8 deliveries left in the Galaxy's innings, as the Atlanta Fire cruising to their 4th victory in succession. They will no doubt lead the Southern Division, while the Orlando Galaxy will still search for their first win. Drysdale. Again, up by the shoulder area, nothing Shah can do with it. Umpire Batiste just making the signal for one more delivery left in the over. Last delivery for Drysdale. Bowling to the left-handed Shah, but conjuring up some pace in this dead Groveland wicket. And that is another dot ball. And it is now 19 overs in the scorer's books. 97 for 8, 6 balls remaining for Atlanta Fire to go to their 4th victory. And Orlando Galaxy will go back to the drawing board. We'll be back for the last over. So Patel, and this one is launched in the air, deep cover is there, takes the catch, and he's out. He's out, good catch, Patel gets the wicket, and Manav Patel will have to depart. Got all of it, and a good catch in the deep. Panto Ahmed, it came right down his throat, but took the catch nonetheless. So the 9th wicket falls for 97.
Deep cover is there, takes the catch.
Sunny Patel gets his 2nd. And we're down to Jack. Taha Faruqi, the left arm bowler, coming in at number 11. And Sunny Patel, the IPL former Gujarat player, will try to wrap things up before his spell or the innings is completed. This one is tossed up and it beats Faruqi. Oh, and he's bowling. It scooted on and hit the top of middle. And Orlando Galaxy's innings come to an end. They are bowled out for 97, chasing 134 from their 20. Sunny Patel gets his third wicket. And the Atlanta Fire win by 37 runs to move on to 4-0 to go top of the Southern Division. Orlando Galaxy will go to 1-4. They will come back again tomorrow to take on the Fort Lauderdale Lions at a 10:30 start in Groveland. Up next, the second match of our doubleheader. Atlanta Fire take on the Lions at 2:30 p.m. And the scorecard looks like this. Van Tull quickly departed for 4. Chanderpaul out for 13. Charania got his first wicket then, and Spunner Webb got 3 after that for only 5 runs. As Romario King went for 12. Danush went for 10. Batard for 12. Desai for 21. Manav Patel wagged the tail for 15. And 97 all out here in Groveland, Florida. So the very first match in Groveland, Florida for the Orlando Galaxy on their home ground. They lose by 37 runs to the Atlanta Fire. Atlanta Fire bowling figures: Stephen Taylor, 2 for 33. Sunny Patel, 3 for 29. But the star of the show, Azim Charania, 4 overs, 3 for 5. That's going to go down in the minor league record books as one of the best spells in the history of the tournament. At the end of the day, Atlanta Fire too hot for the Galaxy. They move on to 4-0 as the Galaxy go to 0-4. And that's it for the end of our first match in Groveland. We'll be back at 2:30 p.m. for the second as the Fort Lauderdale Lions take on the Atlanta Lightning. My name is Ryan Davis. Thank you for joining the broadcast. SC Tech Productions. Wrapping up, we are signing off. Thank you and good night.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man in deep, and that one is smacked.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside. A slow, short ball.